And we're back.
Are we back?
Yes.
Are we back?
Yes, we're back.
Episode 5, everybody.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Mark can't hear this, but I'm just jamming.
I whatever y'all hear, I can't. I'm just hearing my voice and Jose's voice. So, whatever he's doing, I just see him tapping away at his... Okay, I can hear that through your headphones. Okay, I can hear that. Dun, 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 dun. But okay, wait. Let's see if they can hear the glug 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 glug.
Well, all right,
glug 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 real quick.
All right, ready.
Shh. Everybody shut up. I'm gonna spill this all over me if I laugh. Okay, here, glug 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 glug.
No, I can't hear. Not really.
Wasn't a good glug. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sabes podcast, episode 5.
Yes, sir.
We have some interesting topics to talk with you guys about, and we're back at our last Sunday. As y'all saw, we were in this location.
This undisclosed location.
We won't. I mean, I think we said it.
We said it last time.
We said it last time. So
check out the last episode
to know where we are.
Yeah, to know where we are.
Most people, if y'all know where we're at.
I mean, yeah,
y'all could come and visit.
Yeah, most of the people that we know
should know where we're at.
Yeah,
they're gonna know where we're at. We have a birthday today that I wanted to mention. Okay. Today is actually Wedo's birthday. Güerito,
okay.
bro.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. I know the boys right now are celebrating it, but happy birthday to you, bud. I forgot.
Shout out.
I think he's turning 17. I don't know. I think he's 17. But
up there. I don't know.
Yeah. But happy birthday, bud. And we hope that you live many more years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Shout out. And also to any other birthdays out there, whose ever birthday. Happy birthday to all
we know all of y'all, thousands, millions
for all of y'all who's out there.
All of our thousands of subscribers who are on.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. We have that's Chancho. Who? That's Chancho. That's we appreciate the whoa now comment. Chancho. That's our.
Yeah.
That's Chancho.
Yeah.
We appreciate the comment, bro. We appreciate the sub.
Shout out.
I wonder if he's gonna see this and comment on me making jokes on his name. We just saw you.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw you.
Yeah. Your brother's in chat.
My brother. Hello, Caleb.
Yep. I'd say he'll be one. He's
our top G's right now.
He's one of the top. Yeah. Yeah. He's on here. He's
a good bit, you know.
Every episode. Episode he's been on here. Yeah.
He really is.
So shout out to him.
Shout out to all the people on our podcast. Yeah. And any new viewers right now, if we have any, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, welcome. That's one thing I did was I was wanting to talk to you about like before we started. Also that for the most part, besides the first episode, we haven't really been introducing ourselves really.
Okay.
Throughout the episodes. But I mean, I think that's fine. You know, I mean, if they really wanted to know, go back to the first episode, check that out.
Let's do some introductions.
But yeah, if you don't already know, we're both your co-hosts for the Sabes podcast. For any new viewers, my name is Jose, and over here we got
Mark.
Marky
Mark. Boring, but I appreciate the name, Mom and Dad. I appreciate y'all.
Well, I mean, same here, Jose,
Mark. But
for me,
Yeah.
For me, is like the most generic, like common Mexican name out there.
Hispanic. I know some Central American.
I guess so. Yeah.
Jose's. But you are from Mexico.
Well, my parents are.
Heritage wise.
Yeah, my parents are. But yeah, I don't know if you knew that. You probably know this in the sense of like the tradition of like naming your kids in like especially in Mexico.
Okay. No. Tell me about it.
For like the firstborns, if it's a boy, it's Jose, and if it's a girl, it's Maria.
Really?
Yeah, that's the tradition.
We have a a family here goes to church. Rogelio's family. His first daughter's name is Maria.
Yeah.
So that might
I guess
be
so.
a
Yeah, I
thing.
guess that goes along with it.
I guess I believe you.
Well, no, that's what my parents say. Because it goes down through like the Catholics because Joseph and Mary,
I got
Joseph
you.
and Mary, the firstborns and everything, and they also have like a calendar. I don't know if you've seen like any. I'll say the Mexican calendars. They have like also names on each day. I think in each day they have names.
Yeah.
And so depending on when your birthday is, also like they'll like the parent will name you off of that calendar.
Huh.
And for me, on my day, I think it landed on not 100%, but I think it's like it was Antonio, which it was coincidental because because
your little brother.
Well, but my mom's dad, his name is Antonio, and
okay.
I was not just because the traditional way I was named Jose, but I was named Jose after my dad's dad, my other grandfather. So I would have been named Jose Antonio, named after my grandfather's. But my dad, he didn't like. We're one of the weird families where we don't have any middle names.
That's right. You did tell me there's no middle names in Jose's family, which is crazy.
None of us.
I do have a middle name. I'm Mark Andrew. Like that's Marco Andres. Like and so Caleb is Caleb Henry, and so like middle names are huge. And then you told me the other day you were like, I don't have a middle name.
Yeah,
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
But
So yeah, that's where like the naming your kid. Oh, and obviously, well, I don't know if it's obviously, but also tradition is if you were born on the 25th of December, they name you Jesus.
Jesus. Which is crazy because my uncle was not born on the 25th of December, but his name is Jesus. Shout out to Jesus out there. He's flying. But yeah, well, this is Jose Alvarado, everybody. My name is Mark DeLeon. I am the co-host to the Sabes podcast. We actually work together. And yeah, we are your co-hosts for your podcast tonight.
For any new viewers that are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for all the old viewers, we just like to tickle your ears with that.
Just a reintroduction.
A recap of who we are.
So we'll probably do this like every 5 episodes, I guess.
Every 5. That wouldn't be too bad, actually. This should be our thing now.
Yeah.
But let's get into like what we wanted to talk about. Here at the church.
Yes.
Let's keep on into like the introduction thing. What do you do here at the church, Jose?
Well now, because So now I guess you could say, what I've been doing or serving here is youth worship leader, I guess. Yeah. Youth worship leader or director.
MD.
I guess rather say director. In that sense, so I started with the youth I think 5 years ago now, or it's been 5 years now.
Yeah,
with their music ministry. So yeah, been doing that for 5, and so now we have 2 groups, two groups of the youth. I'll say this: I started out with the first group of youth.
Yeah.
And now we formed, or they've
grown,
gained more experience, and they've grown.
As
very talented, and they're now go by Astaki, which kind of goes with the church's whole name.
Iglesia
Batista Ebenezer, yeah. With that verse. So if you know, you know. Or who's that?
I want to know who this is. Whoever is Wolf guy. Hold on,
yeah, but as you figure that out, so yeah, they've grown and they become Mastaki, and our youth group is called Jóvenes Rescate, and so the music group is Grupo Rescate, and so now we got a new set of I guess the next generation of kids that I'm teaching, and they're known as Grupo Rescate. And so I'm treating it more like as I guess you could say a high school band or a middle school, high school band, like a school band, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where we kind of, like as you grow up or the age grows into like the schools and like you switch out. It's different. Each year is like different.
Yeah,
different
I
set of
remember.
kids and
Like
everything.
it's beginning, advanced, intermediate, and advanced band.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
deal,
in that sense, yeah. And so Hasta Aquí has grown and gotten out of that, and now it's the next generation that kind of is getting involved.
Rescate now.
Mhm.
Okay, so quick
Yeah.
pause.
All right, go
Wolf
ahead.
Guy
Yes.
is actually Block. I've played soccer with him. He's a good friend of Weto's too. Welcome to the chat, bud.
Nice,
Eddie
nice.
said you were going to get banned.
I have the power to do that, I think.
Whoa, ban him. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ban him. He's cool. He's cool.
Banned.
Banned. He's actually great, dude.
And you're banned.
And he's gone. But
nah, just kidding.
yeah, I remember you started with the youth,
Yes.
and
yes, I
now
did.
you are the music director. I'll call you the music director because
Yeah. And now recently, I guess you could consider me also the co-youth pastor. Co-youth pastor.
go youth pastor.
Yeah, because now me and Irvin Montalvo, which is another friend of ours.
Yeah,
and
he's-
then he
Kinda like
he
the-
was the one that kind of started the youth again in our church, and at the time I helped him out. Well, all the youth kind of helped him out in that sense. But I kind of stuck around with him more. But it was because also at that time we worked together. Also,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
worked together, and we got to know more each other, and we grew closer. Became I guess I do consider one of my best friends, and also mentor also because he also showed me and like he taught me a lot of stuff in the spiritual side of this, and so I learned a lot from him, and so now we're kind of just a little kind of background of like what's going on with our youth and everything. For a few months, we kind of put a pause on the youth and everything, just because of personal reasons, just going about that. But I still wanted to kind of continue it, and I kind of encouraged Irvin to kind of like let's not
Not stop.
not stop.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
keep
yeah,
going.
let's
Let's
keep
keep
going.
going.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so he got encouraged by that, and because of that, he also asked for my help, and I was like, well, yeah, let's do it, and so now we kind of like co-pastor
The youth. No, that's great.
the youth ministry. Yeah,
I'm glad to see that the youth have you guys. I'm very happy for that.
Yeah.
And
I'm grateful for it. I'm excited. I'm excited for it because it's exciting because kind of seeing the next generation, the transition, because the youth we have now, there's still a few that we've known from like the past years,
I remember.
but obviously we don't stay youth forever. We grow up. We become
young adults.
adults, all that. So the next generation comes in, and we get to teach them, so which is kind of exciting. And so now this year, like or this time, we have new quote unquote members. Like the
younger members
the
that
younger
are coming
members
in
that are coming
now
in,
that are
that are more youth and everything. And so it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be exciting. So if you're the ages 12 to 17, this Sunday we have our youth meeting at 4:00. So if you'll want to join us, we'll be here. And
guys. I fully support you guys. I'm happy for the youth that the leaders that the youth have. I'm glad for you. I'm glad for Irvin, and y'all co-pastor in the best way y'all can. Y'all just teach them the right things, and
yeah, for sure.
full support from all of us. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, of course.
But yeah, and I mean I got more to say too for music, but what do you do here?
What do I do?
What do you do here?
What do I do?
What do you
Not
here?
much.
What are you doing here? It's like, what do you?
Here at our church, I'm actually the grandson of our pastor. My grandfather's the pastor here. He's our pastor, and with that comes a lot of responsibility, I'm gonna say.
You're PG.
I'm a
Not a PK, but a PG.
PG, pastor's grandkid, you know. So funny what you did there. I also am the drummer for the Grupo Benecer. It's I would say it's the main band here at the church. It was the one that kind of founded with the church.
Yeah, the main worship
ministry.
Worship group. Yeah.
Yeah, with it's really it's friends that my dad and my aunt found. They when they first came to Shreveport, it's some really close family friends, that play alongside us, and now me and Alex and Caleb, kids to them, we are now part of the group. I'm the drummer. My cousin Alex is our bass player, and Caleb is our pianist now. And we have the rest of the family in there as well. So yeah, I'm the drummer, and I guess sub musician for for whenever y'all guys need some help. These past Sunday and Wednesday, we have a brother at a church, y'all's bass player Ivan.
Yeah.
He unfortunately had a little mishap and broke his arm.
Pretty much his elbow, yeah. His
Man
messed
looks
up
like
his elbow.
RoboCop. He has
I
like
know, right, yeah.
a full cast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It looks cool. But man,
Shout
out Ivan. That he's out for I think 6 more weeks.
Yeah, just about. And we've been missing a bass player in our group, and the times we had to play, luckily you were able to join us and help us out in that time.
Yes, sir, yes,
and also your cousin Alex. Alex was able to help us out.
He's actually the bass player. I'm not. He's the good bass player.
Yeah.
He's incredible. I gotta give.
No, and I know with him too. Like I try to reach out with him whenever he can or cannot. But no, we appreciate all of y'all, both of y'all when y'all are able to play with us and everything.
Of course,
so,
yeah. And recently, me and Alex, we became. We're the co-host, me and you, of the Sabes podcast, but I have my co-host Alex, and I have our tattoo show.
Oh yeah.
So I bring it up because
yeah.
Eduardo Norma Maria has already asked us to do it for the VBS this year.
Okay.
So we're about to have to start getting ready for that. But
okay.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
gag.
okay. Yeah, because y'all did that last year, didn't y'all?
We did,
Yeah,
yes, for our VBS Vacation Bible School this summer.
Yeah.
Me and Alex had the great just thought of doing what we call, it was like the late night show with Fallon.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Okay.
but it's like ours, and we call it the Tattoo Show because Alex's real name, I'm gonna give his whole social security number and everything. Sorry, Alex. His full name is Alejandro.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say that at the age of like 1. I couldn't say, "Hola Alejandro, ¿cómo estás? Ya te cambiaron el bumper." No, I couldn't say that back in the day.
Yeah.
So I would say Tatu.
Mm.
I don't know where I got it from, but I called him Tatu.
Yeah,
And
it sounds like Alejandro. Yeah.
yeah, you can see the resemblance there.
I would have understood. I would have answered if my name was Alejandro. It's like, oh, what?
Right? And so Alex started copying me, calling me Tatu. So it was just, "Hey Tatu, how are you, Tatu?" Because we used to speak perfect English back at 1. And so we were like the Tatu Show. So if you want to see us, our late night VBS show, the Tatu Show, come on down. We're gonna be. I forgot when VBS starts.
I think it's July 8th. Yeah. Let me see. I remember it's like July 8th. It's that week. Let's see. Yeah. July 8th to the 13th, I think.
Yeah, because we have the fun day on Saturday.
Yeah. So it's that week. That whole week. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's.
Unfortunately, I won't be here. So during that week,
really?
Yeah, I won't be here because I'll be in Mexico. I'm in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, July. Oh,
you leave.
I leave June
27th.
Yes,
27th.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at March. When was that? Yeah.
June 27th through. Dang, yeah.
So yeah, I'll be gone. Yeah, I guess a heads up for you guys. There'll be some dates that we might not be able to. We won't be here because of vacation and all that.
Yes, we will.
So
for like,
I think the month of.
it's the end of June.
It was the end of June.
Starting July.
Yeah.
Well, we won't have a couple episodes. Like, I think it's like 4 episodes. Actually.
But we'll see maybe because there'll be moments it'll be just be like, it's just like you won't be here, and then I won't be here. So I don't know. We'll talk about it later. No promises, but like maybe we could do like an episode where like whoever's here, they could do an episode, but with like another co-host, I guess.
Oh, like a special guest co-host.
Yeah.
For the temporary being. Yeah, we can do that. I'm down.
So we'll plan it out. We'll see what
guys, we ask you guys, and we're being completely serious. Y'all come on the podcast. Tell us. You can give your insights. Just don't be dumb.
Yeah, don't be too crazy.
Don't do it, guys. It's not. You can come on with me, Chris. You can come on with Jose. We'll do it, bro. We'll get you down.
And I was also thinking too, maybe do an episode. I guess like from me, from Mexico. Like again, one of my cousins.
Dude, we could Zoom you over here, bro.
Or something like dude. That was So that's another thing too that I completely forgot that we should do or consider. Maybe do like Zoom calls or something like that, or like call-ins.
Yeah.
Do call-ins.
Collins be like, "Hey, Jose, what are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll see what to do. What we're gonna do.
We're down. I'm down to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, that's our roles here, kind of at the church.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'll say more towards my kind of I guess hobby or things that I do outside the church, music wise. Who's that? I can't see it.
It says Drama Alert's biggest fan. I love your name.
Band.
No way.
Band, bro.
No, I'm not allowing it.
With a name like that,
Dude,
band.
Drama
Alert is so...
Drama, I'm sorry. I love how
like,
it just...
If you're a fan of Keemstar...
Keemstar,
nah, bro.
Hold on. I want to see... Who are you, Drama Alert's biggest fan? I want to see who you are.
That's funny usually.
His thing is funny. His little profile picture is pretty funny. Who are you, Drama Alert's biggest fan? If we may know.
Beautiful idea. Yes, it is beautiful.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Bant.
Ban him for his name.
That's kidding. I'll name that.
I'm not gonna say what he just said. Y'all can read it yourselves on the
That's crazy.
on the comment section.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna say that on this podcast because that could get clipped.
Yeah. By the way, guys, be cool in the chat. Like, I mean, don't get too crazy.
We can delete comments.
If you get a little crazy, you're banned.
The smarter kid in school. That's got to be Daniel, maybe, or Juan. These are all kids that I've played soccer with. Because if Block knows him, that means that he... Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got the... Okay. We're going to see what that is.
But anyways, so yeah, I'm also a music producer.
He is outside, OZA Music.
OZA Music.
Look him up on iTunes. He's actually there.
So I do want to clarify one thing about my producer name. And also kind of give a background of why, I chose the music name.
Yeah, go for it.
Producer name. Because yeah, you can look me up, OZA Music. Spell that OZA Music on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all that. I have a lot of instrumental stuff, and I've also worked with a couple artists. Well, I'll say 2 artists. Produced some songs for them, and so when I started music producing, or I guess you could say making beats. I was trying to figure out my producer name. I was trying to figure out because I didn't know I guess I could have just gone by Jose. Jose.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just my name. But I had to have a producer name, so I'm like thinking, what should it be? What should it be? And I couldn't really think of anything. I'm horrible with names. Horrible with like coming up with names.
You know how long it took us to get the Ya Tu Sabes podcast name?
Yeah.
It took us
a couple minutes.
It took like 3 days.
Like only until like there's like moments of like inspiration or like there it is. That's the name. Even with the older guys, the youth group Hasta Aquí, it took me a while to. Well, it was funny because I told them because they said they wanted to change their name, and I told them, well, yeah, I can change your name, but it not necessarily change our name, but y'all would be making your own group because Grupo Rescate would be the youth group. That's the youth group name for the music group. So Hasta Aquí is a separate group. That's not the youth anymore. That's their own group.
You guys are now growing to young adults. Y'all are y'all's own foundation.
Not necessarily, not even young adults or anything. It just is. It's a separate group, a part of the church.
Yeah.
Just like
like us,
like y'all. Yeah. And so I told them, well, yeah, okay, okay, come up with a name then, and we'll see. And so it took them a while to figure out a name. They came up with a few. But they didn't really sound right. And
do you remember any of them?
Not many. There was one that I remember, but it was taken or it was already used before. It was Ep.5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was already a name that was, I guess, taken in a sense. So I saw that nobody knew or nobody could figure out a name. So I'm like, like, well, I thought y'all wanted to change the name, or so I thought y'all had something. And so I was like, give me a sec, then let me come up with it then. And so it took me a while to figure it out, but then, so that's where like the inspiration comes in, like I need something to inspire me, or what can I go off of?
Yeah.
And so I went off of the verse that's based off the church's name.
Que
Ben said.
hasta aquí nos ayudó.
Yeah. And so
Jehová.
at the end of that verse, hasta aquí nos ha ayudado Jehová.
Jehová.
And then because it's a like Ben said, like La Roca, like the name, because that verse, there's a whole story behind it, and I think it's Samuel. Yeah, Samuel's the one that there's like a whole war going on, and at the end of the war, he picks up a rock, puts it on the ground, and he says, "This rock is the rock of hope, Ebenezer, and up until now, God has helped us." And in Spanish is hasta aquí. And so at first I was thinking like the rock of hope, La Roca de Esperanza, or something like that. Okay. I was thinking something like that, but then I'm like, nah. But then I looked at hasta aquí, and I'm like thinking, I think that worked. I think, yeah. Because I mean, if you look at a lot of worship group names, like like Elevation, Hillsong, Upper Room, they're kind of based on stories of the Bible, but it's just like a phrase or like some like verse or whatever. So hasta aquí came to be, and the guys, they liked it. So that's kind of their origin. How
their origin story. Batman. No, I'm just kidding.
They got the name. But how I got my name, producer name, OZA, is actually it's I think it's funny, but I mean it could be like just like whatever, like okay, But it was it is kind of funny because again I was still trying to figure out what to name myself, what give my producer name and everything. I feel like I could have came up with something better, honestly. At this point, I feel like I might change it. I don't know. I mean, but I've grown to like it, or grown to accept it, because when I got the idea, because it was one time at work, I went to lunch.
Ooh, this is a lunch story.
Yeah,
I love lunch stories.
And I went to go get something to eat at a fast food joint, and
whoa. What was the fast food joint?
Wendy's.
Shout out. Wendy's. We know the owner of Wendy's. Shout out. Free Frosties for all of our viewers. No,
okay. So I went to Wendy's and was ordering my food. And so in some fast food places, or even like they still do it in a lot of fast food places. What I'm talking about. They ask like what your name is, like what's your name, so they can call you out. Yeah. And I said Jose. I was like Jose. So I waited. I got my receipt, waited. But then I'm looking at my receipt, and then I notice usually on some receipts
it says your name still.
They say my name, or they spell it out or whatever.
Chick-fil-A, Southern Classic, they all kind of say it.
Yeah. But there's some like I say like Cane's, they don't have your name on there, but they have it like on the system or whatever.
Yes, sir.
And so I look at it, and I'm looking at my order and everything, just waiting on it. But then I look at the top, that's where it has the name, and it's spelled out OZA. And I'm like, well, that's different.
That's not how I spell Jose.
That's not how you spell Jose. And I mean, I'm used to it in some ways, because to all the viewers, how do you spell Jose? How would you spell Jose? I mean, the Hispanics know. Some Americans might know. But in my life, like especially in school and like in elementary, I remember there are some teachers that would just put an H, instead of a J. Jose, or
that reminds you of that one Steve Harvey episode in Family Feud, where
say
male name starting with H. Jose.
Jose. Yep. Exactly. Either H, it'll start with H, or they'll spell out HOSA, HOSAE. And I sometimes back then sometimes I'll be like. Are you serious? Like, really? But then, like, in the past, I did have that, like, thing where it's, like, annoying. Because, like, how do you not know how to spell Jose? But then, I just, like, got over it, because I'm like, nah, these people just don't know. So I just like, oh, whatever. I won't correct them. Or
it's just kind of like.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Like, even when, like, in school, like, they would call out my name. They'll say Jose. Let's say Jose. Because and
Jose.
Yeah, Jose.
Yeah,
which I'll let that pass. Because again, same thing. It kind of did annoy me because when I was younger, because I'm like, like it's Jose, stuff like that. But
you just start grabbing them like, it's Jose.
I wouldn't blame them because how you spell my name, even legally on my birth certificate, my parents or my dad, they didn't put the little
accent mark on the E.
Accent mark on the E.
Okay.
So it's just spelled out Jose. So no.
Legally, you are Jose.
And technically, I am Jose.
You can't get mad anymore, bro. Your name is Jose.
So I won't lie. Yeah, that's why. Eventually, I just like let it slide. I'm like, whatever. It didn't really bother me at the end because people would also call me Josie, whatever.
Literally George.
Yeah, and
every day calls you Josie.
So I mean, and I'm not gonna say they're lucky, but I mean, again, I know there's no like malice to it.
There's no evil intent on it.
Yeah. Because there's some like people that if you missay their name or like misspell them, they get like even now like or at like an older age, they'll like you better say.
Why are you saying it like that?
Why are you saying
You're just like
my name is this.
It's like, bro.
It's like hey bro, calm down.
Like brother, calm down. I'm gonna start my producer name is gonna be Monk. Monk Music. I went to Chick-fil-A. It's funny because the same thing, bro. We went to Chick-fil-A with Chris, and the girl taking our order was like, she was super like quiet, and I was just like, I was not trying to like over intensify the situation, so I was just like, she was like, "Can I have the name for your order?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's Mark." And I guess she didn't hear me.
I chalk it up to that.
And it's funny because Chris. He was in my passenger seat, so he was having to yell over me, and I started laughing. We put our order and everything, and I laughed, and he's like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "Dude, it's like me and her were being quiet, and then you're all of a sudden just like, yeah, can I get a charged chicken sandwich with French fries and a mac and cheese and a large sweet tea?" And I'm over here like, "Yeah, can I just get your salad and this and that?" And then we get back to the shop with everybody's food. And Chris starts absolutely dying laughing. He's like, "Dude, look at what your name is on the receipt. And it says Monk. M-U-N-K, not Mark." I said Mark, and she spelled it Monk.
Yeah.
So that's why, everybody, my new rap name is Monkey.
Monkey.
Wait, no. No, it's not that. It's Monk Studios. If I ever become a producer, I'm calling it Monk Studios, and we will know why. Come to the 5th episode of the Sabes podcast.
So this is the first time I've ever heard like them say or spelled out O-Z-A. Like I'm like, and so I've sounded out. I'm like, well, I guess you could get that from me saying Jose. Jose.
It's more like they heard you say Jose.
Jose. Yeah,
like not
exactly. Yeah.
Jose or Jose. It was Jose.
And yeah, I won't lie. I mean, I guess with my accent too, like sometimes my words slur, and so
you must have been drunk or something.
Maybe
drunk on that. But square patty.
Or I guess at that moment, because I'm trying to think how I said it, but I mean I feel like I said it right, or
I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I know you, but it's not hard to say Jose.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Jose.
And so, whenever they called out my order, it wasn't the same lady that because it was a lady that took my order and jotted it down. And honestly, I do remember her kind of struggling, like typing the like kind of thinking about it.
She was
thinking
like
about it, and so she just like quickly typed it, and I'm like, okay, and then I thought it was all fine, and at that moment, and so sometimes when I see like like a server, whoever is trying to jot my name down, or like like wanting to
they're kind of struggling with your name.
Struggling. I like. After I say my name and I kind of notice them like kind of thinking about it, I'm like, oh, Jose, and like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks.
Okay,
they kind of give a little giggle or like thanks. They're like, oh, thanks, and I'm like, no problem, because I mean I get it, it's whatever.
And I'm not trying to be mean to fast food workers, but I don't expect much from them anyway, especially not the ones that are in Shreveport. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You ever go to the Taco Bell? I don't think I've ever gone to the Taco Bell and they've gotten my order completely right.
Well. They got hours, right? I don't know. It might be
like, but that's also because I'm getting like 5 people's orders.
Yeah,
and all of us get more than one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll go. We're always missing some. So I mean,
Yep.
Not that hard, Taco Bell.
So
I want the Taco Bell in the Florida one that the Ninjas Are Butterflies talk about. They said that they're blessed to have that one.
I mean, to each his own.
To each his own. I mean, if you
So, anyways, so the guy calls out my order or calls out me, but he's struggling the same because he's seeing on the prompt and he sees that name and he's like, Oza, and instantly I know it's me, and I kind of like look my head down and I'm like, because there's no way like they're gonna laugh about it. They're not gonna laugh about it or be like,
that's your name.
Well, no, it's just that because I feel embarrassed for that person. For me, honestly, whenever like people feel embarrassed or like get embarrassed, I get embarrassed for them.
Oh, for
like,
them.
For them. I get embarrassed for them.
You have sympathy, bro.
Yeah, I have way too much sympathy because like there's moments when like, I mean, not calling you out, but there's moments whenever like you laugh at someone's embarrassment. Like I feel bad for that guy, like the embarrassed guy. And I'm like, dude, you're so mean.
Brother, I'm sorry. It's just who I am.
Not just you. Like there's a lot of people that are like that, and I feel bad for the embarrassed guy. But I mean, obviously, there's moments where I'm like, no, dude, that was really stupid. Like, yeah, you should be embarrassed about that.
Dang, you're getting me with it, boy.
Yeah. But this time I was getting embarrassed. Not for me, not for him calling out my name or stuff, but I'm embarrassed for the lady that took my order that spelled my name wrong. And because I knew they were going to make fun of her, like really? Like you couldn't, and that's what happened. Because when I went up, I was like, yeah, Jose. And then they kind of laughed and like, oh, dude, and then they gave me an order. And then they looked at her and they started laughing at her and saying like, really? It's Jose. It's Jay. They and like they're dogging her and everything. I'm like,
bro, it's because you were her 13th reason, bro.
I guess
I don't think she works at that Wendy's no more, bro.
I don't think so either,
bro. I
haven't seen her.
It's because of you, bro. It's your. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, but out of that though, I was like, maybe that should be my producer name.
Came from a Wendy's. Mistake.
Yeah.
Hey, like that one saying, every man. Hold on.
Bless you.
Allergies season. Every man, what is it? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, if
thanks.
you put that
I guess. Thanks.
It's not trash.
Well, I'm just kidding. No,
it's kind of trash. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, because honestly, at that point, it's because the reason why I wanted a name at that point is because I think during that time I was making a beat tape and wanting to release it, and so I really needed a name soon, and I really wanted to release this music, and so I just decided, okay, OZA then. OZA it is.
That's gonna be it.
So technically, it's Jose music. Jose. But it's spelled OZA, but it's Jose. It's Jose music.
Yeah. We call you OZA with Alex.
Yeah.
We call your music OZA music.
Yeah, OZA and
yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. So yeah. No, yeah. There was a moment where I thought that I couldn't hear myself. But I think everything is good. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, when I show that to a lot of people, they say OZA, or I tell them it's OZA, but yeah, y'all say Oza music, or
Oza
whatever.
Music.
Which I feel like it's kind of meta, the name, in a sense for me.
Like it's not fully.
Because yeah, in that sense of like all my life. And it's true in the sense of like how not to like the people I know, like immediate people I know, because they know my name is Jose and it's spelled J-O-S-E. But for most part, a lot of my life, my younger years and everything, a lot of people mispronounce my name or misspell my name. So this is kind of like I guess a metaphor or like a symbolism in a sense of like my past. Like in the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you spell it or whatever. Or whatever my name is, my name is whatever. All that matters is like the music that comes out of it in the end. So OZA, whatever you want to call me, Jose, Jose, Josie, whatever. I'll answer it. But hey, listen to my music.
Just listen to the music.
Listen to music.
Okay, I'm gonna let you keep talking. I gotta go get a tissue really fast.
Go ahead.
I'll be back.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the story and everything of my producer name. So how we doing in chat? Who we got over here? How's everybody doing? Do. Oh, let me see if I can. Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. Let me see if I can actually give y'all some sneak peeks of my music. How can I do that? Wait a minute. Yes, it's face tracking. Face tracking. Sorry about that. How you doing, Mr. Jose? Yes, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. If y'all want, I can let me see if I can show y'all some new stuff I've been working on. Let me go to these projects. Let's see if y'all can hear this. Well, hopefully it sounds good, because I haven't tried it, or I've tried it, but it doesn't really sound that good, honestly. No, I'm actually giving them a sneak peek of a beat I've been working on or wanting to.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see if it'll sound good. Y'all let me know if it sounds good or not.
He said that Zoom though, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, face tracking. Let's see if it'll sound good, because I remember I tried like showing off beats or something, or testing it out, and it didn't really sound that good. But you guys, let me know how it sounds. If not, then maybe in another episode or whatever, I can set it up better.
What do y'all think? This is a question. What would y'all think about us making a beat on one of the episodes? Because I could bring the guitar out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and then you put a beat behind it, like something like that.
Yeah,
if y'all down, we'll have like a little music segment.
Okay, so let me see what comes out of it. Does it sound good? The drums. Oh yeah. Sound good? Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Let me see if I remember.
John David. Okay. All right. I know y'all want me to do this. Y'all wait in. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Something like that.
Stop it. Get some help.
uh,
Yeah, I'll stop.
yeah.
Yes, I can hear the claps.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, the claps. Yeah, that sounds great, dude. I was actually listening to it.
Yeah.
I can hear it a little bit. It sounds
Yeah.
great.
So that's something I was working on past week. Yeah, the past week I was
man.
working on. Yeah, I'm a sample based producer, so I'll just take a sample and some drums and just mix it up, chop
Go
it up.
crazy.
All that, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, speaking of beats, creativity, and all that, what kind of TV shows are you watching right now?
I'm glad you asked. There is actually one show I've been watching recently. It's been out for a while, but it's I think it's almost to its finale right now. I've caught up. It's Shogun. I don't know if you heard that one. Shogun.
No, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, before you do, I want everybody right now who's watching, put your favorite show of all time in the comments. I want to see everybody in chat. Put your favorite. I want to see everybody, the diversity of shows we could get into this chat. Everybody put it right now. Okay, go ahead and talk to us about Shogun.
So Shogun, it's on FX. It's one of their FX TV shows and all that.
Which FX used to be Fox. Or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that?
I can't remember.
Am I right or am I wrong about that? But okay,
so.
continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
But they're partnered with Hulu and everything, and so Hulu has all the FX shows and all that. Atlanta, that's a good one. What's another one? Oh, The Bear. The Bear's a good show too.
The Bear is a great show.
That's a great show. Love that. All these other shows, like the American Horror Story series. They do all that. But yeah, Shogun. It's a newer series that came out, and it's on Hulu. If y'all want to watch it, it's really good. I'm not gonna lie. So I saw that too. It's pretty cool because it's historical, I guess. Okay. Historical.
Yeah.
It says the year when it's based on. It's like back, I think in the. Let me see if I look it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob.
Dude, I don't know why, but I just love the SpongeBob memes or the clips and everything.
Dude, the SpongeBob is
it's just so it just nostalgia and everything. And it's just so funny. It's so funny the memes and everything. Quick tangent to that.
Yeah.
But you remember the episode with Patrick, and the man ray is like, is this your wallet? Is your wallet?
Dude, you can't even say it, bro. Wait.
It's just so funny. Is
this your wallet?
Excuse me, sir. They're trying to make him good, he's a good guy, but he's a villain.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy, and he's like, excuse me, sir, is this your wallet? It's like, no. And Patrick's like, no. He's like, no. It's like, oh. And he tries to convince him to give him his wallet back. But he's like, nope, that's not me. It's like, well, this is your driver's license. This is your ID. It's like, yeah. And this came out of your pocket. Okay. So this must mean it's yours. Nope. It's like, no, that's not mine. It's so funny.
He says, no, my name is not Rick.
Oh yeah, my name is. Oh yeah. It's just so many memes.
That whole tangent was crazy.
Crazy. And then it's like, no, this is Patrick.
No, this is Patrick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
SpongeBob, man. We gotta do what I want. I've seen another podcast. They said they talked about their So on top of that, give us your best or your favorite quote from SpongeBob. Favorite SpongeBob quote.
Everybody. Who you calling Pinhead? That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's crazy.
That's a good one. Everybody put your favorite SpongeBob quote. I know John David put SpongeBob, and I know he has good SpongeBob quotes. That boy, I don't know.
So the living like Larry.
Is that your favorite one?
That's one.
That's one of your favorite ones?
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. Anyways, Shogun. Pretty much it's about Imperial Japan. So it's kind of hard to give the premise, so I'll give kind of the intro, I guess, of it, which is pretty much it's just Imperial Japan. Right now, their main leader or emperor passed away, and so he left it all to his heir, his son.
Yeah.
But he's too young, so he left this Japan. I guess the rulers of Japan kind of try to make it in a sense bureaucratic or democratic in the sense of
okay.
like there's going to be a council, and the council's head by like the leaders of like the regions of Japan,
Okay.
and so they're taking care of like Japan pretty much until the heir becomes of age and he becomes
And he can become
the emperor,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like the leader of it, and so on top of that, they're dealing with like the New World in the sense, England and all them. They're dealing with the Portuguese, and like it brings like the Catholic religion and everything involved. Like the Catholics are there in Japan already, and the Portuguese and Spain are there too, doing trade and everything. And so in the beginning, it starts off with like Englishmen and the ships and everything, and they're like they have no crew, they're starving and everything.
Dude.
Uh,
Did you just fly her from Stupid Town? Why did that give me? I'm so sorry, but he put. Hey, did you just blow it from?
I just remember.
Stupid
I remember.
Town?
Yeah, these are great because like
Oh, Caleb, I'm
you
sorry.
just imagine.
Dude, I could just hear his
That's
voice.
great. Yeah, that's great. That's a great quote right there. That's a great quote.
Dude, you're telling your story, and then I just
Yeah.
look over a second, I read it, and I come back to you, and I just start. It
That's
just
great.
starts playing in my head. Hey, did you just blow it from Stupid Town?
And then, where's the leak, man?
Where's the leak, man? Okay. So yes, continue. I'm sorry, that killed me, bro.
That reminded me of another one.
Dude.
So let's put this away for now, and
Let's
then
put
we'll
the
come
chat-
back.
let's
We'll come
put the
back
chat
to
away,
it.
because if I look at those,
keep commenting. Keep commenting.
keep
the
putting
best quote.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
quotes.
I that just reminded me of another one. I'll say it after it, but it's
Okay.
But anyways, so the first episode, it starts off with my slight spoilers, but not really.
Okay.
But the first episode starts off with like these Englishmen. They're sailing, and it seems like it's just one boat, but like it's just like a dead crew pretty much. There's like barely, like everybody's sick and everything, and the captain, he's like about to like commit suicide because he's like, well, there's no point. And I guess their goal was to find Japan because in this, I'm not sure how accurate historically it is, but
Yeah.
in this series, they put like the Portuguese in Spain. They've found a new world, ergo America, the Americas and all that, and so they've also found Japan, and so in the English, like England, they're just getting information what the Portuguese have given them, but supposedly they've heard that there's this island out on the east called Japan, and they haven't heard about it, and so this crew is like on their mission to go find it, but as you see in the first like scene and everything, they're lost at sea. They think that it's not real. It might not be real, but there's one like one crew member. He's like, no, we're close. Look, I can feel it. Just intuition. I can feel it. Just hold up a little longer. And then the captain's like, nah, man. No, not worth it. We've been out here on sea.
And you said this, the captain's close to committing suicide, so he's just ready to just.
Yeah, he's ready to just. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like so, he ends up committing suicide. The captain does, but the sailor, he's like, no, like let's keep going as far as we can, or like we're close. I know we're close, and yeah, the next day. They hit Japan.
Next day.
Yeah, the next
Dang,
day.
imagine killing yourself.
Yeah,
and then the next day you get with.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know how long, because the next scene it shows a Japanese man going up to shore. I guess just for fish or water. I don't know. And then he looks over and there's a foggy like morning, and then all of a sudden he sees the ship creaking up, and then hits the shore. And then he's all like freaking out. He's like, "Oh!" And it's the English ship. And so the people in the town, or the Japanese in the town, they go up and investigate, and they see that who are these barbarians? Because they haven't they haven't seen like, I guess the white man, I guess, in a sense. So yeah, and it goes off from there. And that crew, and that sailor, or that pilot that survived, or the one that was encouraged,
the sailor that kept
want to go. We kind of follow him, and like him kind of going this unknown country, unknown language and everything, going through it and everything, and like realizing, oh, this is it. This is the Japan's.
Yeah, this is
this
the
is
Japan.
Yeah, and so he does. He goes in. You go into like the story pretty much of the leaders of the nations or the regions of Japan, and then you come to realize that they're kind of infighting between amongst each other.
Okay.
And so you kind of go through their story and everything, and they end up intertwining with the sailor and all that. And so you end up following him and his kind of discovery of like the culture and everything. It's way different from like the English culture.
Yeah.
It's really cool because you kind of pulled into like that era or that time of Japan and everything, and or just the culture of Japan and everything, or the Japanese and all that. You see, you give that kind of respect of like their respect of like their elders, their husbands, and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just pulls you to another world in that sense. It's really good though. It's a really drama. It's like drama action and all that.
Okay.
A lot of people kind of compare it to Game of Thrones. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Yeah, kind of Game of Thrones is.
Okay.
I mean, kind of, I guess, in a sense of like yeah, it's a war and everything, like kind of war games.
There's a lot of action.
War games, yeah, kind of war games, like mentally, like psychologically, stuff like that. And you got there's some main characters that die off and everything, all that, like kind of similar to the Game of Thrones and everything. I mean, in the beginning, there's like a character you're introduced, and then like just because he speaks out of line, he has to commit suicide.
Crazy.
Yeah, because in the Japanese culture back in that time, in the imperial time, like for samurais, or for I guess for anybody, they commit like senko, or I can't remember. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's pretty much samurai suicide in that sense, but like respectfully in that sense, like.
Is that the one that they grab the sword and just...
Yeah, they kind of stab themselves.
Yeah.
And then while they doing that, there's someone else like next to them that once they like, stab themselves in the gut, the person next to them slices off their head pretty much. And so
Wow.
So yeah, it's like traditional in the sense like like if you committed a crime or not necessarily committed a crime, but like you yourself see that you have disrespected like your lord, or your leader, or disrespected your family or anything, you have the choice, or they tell you because of you doing an outburst or something or disrespecting me, you must commit suicide. And they respectfully do it. They're like, okay, then I'll do it. And then there's a ceremony and all that.
Wow.
And so it gets intense. But it's a good show. I recommend it to anybody. Yeah, that's wants to. I like kind of that stuff.
Shogun on FX for anybody who
FX or Hulu. Yeah,
that's what we're talking about right now. So that's your favorite show right at the moment?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, it's really good. I'm also watching. I'm actually watching on Disney Plus. X-Men 97. X-Men 97.
Okay,
that's the animated show, like the cartoon and everything from back in the 90s. There was the X-Men animated series. I actually didn't watch it when I was a kid. The Marvel show I did watch as a kid was Spider-Man, the animated series.
The animated one?
The animated one. And they did have a crossover episode in Spider-Man. They did have a crossover with the X-Men and everything. With that same series. Series. And so this year they, not just this year, it was like already announced like I think 2 years ago that they were going to reboot it reboot it or bring it back.
Yeah.
X-Men 97, which is, it picks up right after the season finale of the original series, so it kind of picks it up. It looks really good, like the animation. It looks really good. It's like 2D, but like 3D-ish kind of. It is different animation.
Is it?
But it looks cleaner. But it also looks nostalgic. It kind of keeps like.
Keeps like the classic vibes.
Yeah. Like and it's actually really good. I'm into it. I'm into all the Marvel stuff. Marvel and all that superhero stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that's another show I'm watching currently too.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, you got any shows?
Yeah, I got a lot of. Well, not a lot, but I've got my three shows. First one is stupid. It's South Park. That's one of my favorite. I watched it from season 1 all the way to I think it's like season 24. It's a stupid show, but it's a funny show. I love it. Another show that was one of my favorites is actually called You on Netflix.
Yeah, I heard of it. Yeah. It's
You on
good.
Netflix, you follow a man by the name of Joe Goldberg.
Mm.
Joe Goldberg is a sweet, quote unquote, sweet, just bookstore clerk
Mm.
who lives in New York. And this woman walks in. Her name is Beck. And if you're going to watch it, I mean, I suggest watch it, but he's not who he says he is.
Mm.
He, to keep it kind of like vague, he puts things to happen for the outcome. So like he'll put stuff together
Mm.
that like to get to that outcome.
Mm. Like
So he's like
he manipulates.
He manipulates everybody
Mm.
to get what he wants.
Interesting.
And that includes taking lives.
Mm.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very mysterious, very
Mm.
it's like a stalker-esque type of show. It's like a stalker-esque type show. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And then my third is called The Witcher.
Mm. Yeah.
This one is like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It has Henry Cavill as the main,
Yeah.
and it is very Witcher based. It's like it's very like Game of Thrones based in that time era where everything's like medieval and kind of that kind of stuff. So you literally get to watch Henry Cavill. His name is oh dang, it's because I've already finished it.
Oh yeah.
So that was months ago.
No, yeah. I heard good things about The Witcher. Yeah, I've been recommended that show a lot. I've been meaning to watch it, but I'm like,
It's a good one.
I'll get to it whenever. But yeah, well, I'll take it because yeah, I've heard good reviews on it. A lot of good reviews
Yeah.
for it. So
You follow Geralt, which is his name.
Mm.
Geralt, and not his daughter, but she's a little girl,
Mm.
about 15, I think.
Yeah.
And she has special powers, and everybody in the time wants to find her and either kill her or use her powers for bad.
Yeah.
And Geralt, Henry Cavill, is protecting her as
Okay.
the Witcher, so it's cool. It's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
show.
Nice.
And so those are my top ones at the moment.
Yeah. Your recommendations.
My recommendations.
Yes.
Yeah. My if you should watch shows, I would South Park. Thank you. Well, speaking of movies and TV shows,
Well, let's look at the chat. Let's see what we got. Probably nothing new. Hopefully some good.
oh, okay. John David has commented since then.
What we got?
No, he hasn't. No.
My
leg.
money. Oh yeah, where's the leak, ma'am?
Where's the leak, ma'am?
That's from the episode of Doodle Bob. When you know.
Oh, the dude that the drawing.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's hilarious. Anyways, but yeah, back. So movies.
Have you seen
What one? So yeah, I mean, one of the. I know last episode we talked about upcoming movies and everything.
Yes.
One of the upcoming movies that's coming out too, which has a trailer. That trailer came out recently, was Joker 2.
If you read the title, it's
Yeah, Joker 2.
And you have some thoughts on
Folle do. I don't know. It's a weird title that they put it on. So I have a few thoughts. But first off, have you seen the trailer for the second trailer?
I have not.
Trailer? You haven't seen it yet?
Not yet.
I'll recommend it. We'll get this out of the way. Just kind of our thoughts. Well, my thoughts, I guess. Since you haven't seen
your
the trailer,
thoughts.
you should have seen the trailer.
Tell your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna watch the trailer.
Okay. Quickly to the side. Watch the trailer.
Here, I'm gonna get out of the spray so it can be on Jose.
Okay.
Jose will tell y'all about his Joker.
My thoughts of the Joker 2. Folle à so I don't know how I feel about them making. I don't know how I feel about them making a sequel to this movie because, well, I mean, I guess it's fine. Because the first movie was pretty good. It was good. It was great. But the director and the writer, well, I think, yeah, the director, he had said that that there wasn't going to be a sequel. This was just a one and done thing. That's it. But obviously, because of how great it did and Warner Bros, they want money. Yeah, he was like, yeah, I was just kidding. We're doing the second one. So it looks like, if you're following the, I guess, the news of the movie, it it casted Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, and she'll be playing Harley Quinn in this next movie. And so if you've seen the trailer, it kind of shows Arthur Fleck, which is the Joker in this universe. The Joker movies, they're separate from any of the other Batman movies. In this universe, there is no Batman. Bruce Wayne is still a kid, and Thomas Wayne, he's an older guy. And so kind of a recap of the first movie. Just a recap of the first movie. Yeah, Joker, Arthur Fleck. He wants to be a comedian, but he's not really good at it, and so he goes into this whole like existential crisis and like trying to figure out who his dad is, and supposedly his mom tells him that my dad, your dad is Thomas Wayne, and then he tries to find him. He tries to get in his circle and kind of talk to him and ask him like, well, like I heard, well, you're my dad, what happened, what's going on, and then all that mess. And throughout the whole movie and everything, he's going through like these visions and all, or these visions, I guess. And he wants to be, like I said, he wants to be a great comedian, get on this famous talk show. This talk show, and in the end, he just ends up going crazy. He becomes the Joker. He goes full on Joker, ends up killing the talk show host, and makes chaos and everything. He gives this whole spiel about to the public that like I guess mental health part, mental health in the sense of like we as like I guess as a society, the different people, the people that are different, that have mental health and everything, or the people that are looked down on shouldn't be looked down on. We should like build up and rebel, and like he becomes a voice for those people, but for the wrong reasons. And at the end of the movie, he makes riots. He does riots and everything. Talking about Joker, the first movie.
Yeah.
The first movie. Because and the end of that, he creates riots and everything. And he kind of that's where like the birth of the Joker comes out. And everything. And
talk about when he killed the talk show host.
After that, pretty much that's when that happens. And there's riots in the city and everything, and like chaos and all that. It's been a while since I've seen it though, but if I remember correctly, I don't know. Do you remember the movie? Kind of
the first one, a little bit, yeah.
At the end, I don't know if you remember during the riots. I don't know if you remember. There's someone in the riots that that's where like the whole the theater scene happens, where Batman and all that. Like his parents die. Does that happen in the end of the movie? I can't remember if it does.
No, I don't think it does.
Or think something close to that happens. Something close to that. Kind of just a reference to the to the Batman.
To the whole Batman.
Yeah, but at the end of the movie, there's kind of like a twist in the sense of like he's actually in Arkham, or like a mental.
In Gotham.
Arkham
Asylum. Is the mental asylum.
And so at the end of the movie, it shows him there with the doctor, and like I can't remember his comment. Oh man, I forgot. I remembered it but forgot his comment. Like, because the doctor asked like like are you still here, or like what's going on and everything, and then he just like it's like whatever and everything. And it's kind of a twist because at the very end, he walks out of the room, and then you see like on the floor like his footsteps, there's blood like on his feet, and then like he turns around because he's being chased by like the guards or whatever, and it kind of ends there. And it's kind of that kind of like twist of like, was this all in his head? Did this really happen? The Joker, the whole kill. Did he kill did he actually kill the host? Because also if you remember throughout the movie, he kind of has a crush on his neighbor, and and it makes it seem like he's hanging out with her, talking to her, and it makes it seem like they're going out, they're actually dating and everything. But in reality, they're not. It was all in his head. It was all in his head. And like the moments that they were together, they were technically together, but again, he was all in his head, but it was like they were separate, like separated. They were in the same room, but they didn't talk or anything.
Like he would look at her and all of the images and things they did together was just in his head.
Yeah.
And I remember that in the movie, like cinematography was crazy.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I'll say that. Like the Joker movie was really good.
What's his name? Felix?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. And so, now they're making the second one.
Folie à Deux.
Folie à Deux. Yeah.
Yeah. Which means folly of two, meaning, if you've seen the trailer, which I just did, we are introduced to Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn. Played by the
Lady
amazing
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Amazing
Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Baby.
And I haven't honestly. She's acted in a few movies already.
Yeah, she's a Star is Born.
Yeah,
with,
and all honesty, I haven't really seen any of her work, but supposedly she's good. She's really good, really good actor. So it'll be interesting to see. If you see the trailer, like doesn't really show or tell you too much, but it does show that Arthur Fleck, he's in the asylum, he's there. Really big difference from like the comics or what we've seen from Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Is that she's also it seems from the trailer that she's also a patient.
She's
a patient. She's because
he's walking through.
Yeah, and she
in the trailer
her.
he walks through it like a hallway, and he looks in, and I guess in this asylum they have the patient singing in a choir, and he looks, and and they stare at each other for like a good 2 seconds, and it's like
and she's like wearing like that
the patient
like,
uniform,
like a patient's like
the gown and the white shirt and
the and in the comics or any other like media with her. She's actually the therapist, Joker's therapist.
Yeah.
And then she becomes Harley Quinn because Joker manipulates her and like makes her fall in love with him and breaks him out and all that, and they become Joker and Harley. And but in this one it's different, or it seems different in the sense of like she's also patient, and they gotta get they kind of get to know each other more better, and you see the kind of their shenanigans in the trailer and all that. And supposedly it's going to be a musical. They didn't show in the trailer, but it's been said that from the director and the writers and all that it's going to be musical. It's actually going to be musical. So that's interesting.
That's a no from me, dog.
I mean, I'll still watch it, but
I'll watch it too. But it's just like,
well, we'll see how, because I mean, again, the first one was really good.
It was,
and so we'll see how.
But I remember after the first one, Joaquin Phoenix was talking about like, I don't think I could do another movie. Like, I got to my head. I lost so much weight.
Well, even the director, he said that it was just a one and done. Like he wasn't planning on doing. It was just something he I guess he was like offered to do. And I guess he wrote it out and everything, and he was like, and he meant the ending to be the ending in the sense of like, I'm not doing it. But then obviously I want to say too that they didn't think that it was going to make as much that it did.
It did good as it did. Yeah.
And so I'm assuming Warner Bros. Is like, hey man,
let's get another one in the book.
Do another one.
But as we've seen in the past, sequels can also bomb very hard.
And especially since the musical aspect, I don't know how people will feel about that. I'm already some people like it, some people don't.
Like, I'm sorry, but look at Marvel. Age of Ultron was terrible.
It was bad.
I was about to say. I thought you were about to say. I liked it. Like,
I liked it. I liked it, but I mean, I get why people didn't like it. Yeah, but I mean, I liked it. It was all right. It was all right. But yeah.
I didn't think it did.
My theory of this movie is that so spoilers, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not. We don't know.
My fan theory is that that Harley Quinn is actually the therapist, and that again all of this is inside his head. Okay. And at the end of the movie, just like the first one where he's sitting across from that first therapist, that he'll be sitting across Harley Quinn as the therapist. And so that's my theory in that sense.
Which to me gives so much leeway, and it's just like it's an easy cop out for the director to be like, oh, it was all a dream. Yeah. And I hate storytellers and writers that do that. But
didn't. Well, I mean, obviously, they'll be. I'm assuming, but again, I don't know. I mean, that's my theory, just because it's based off of the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the first one, it did it right, or it was good.
It did it in a way that we were like, whoa.
Yeah, because I felt like it was like a twist on a twist on a twist, because especially like I said, especially the part where he imagined the whole thing with his neighbor, like him being together, them being together, like like dating and everything and all that.
It was it's like that. You're in a simulation.
Yeah,
in a simulation.
Yeah.
In a simulation. Yeah.
And like that revelation, whenever in the first one where he's like, I think he had just killed his friend or something in his apartment.
Yeah,
and then he went and so he went to his neighbor's, the girl, her apartment, and was just sitting there in the chair. And when she comes in, she's all like afraid. And then you're thinking, the audience is like, wait, what?
Yes,
like,
dude.
what?
When this scene hit, I was like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. I was like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah,
like, who are you?
dude,
Like,
it was
like
crazy.
And so at that moment, that's when it hit. Like, oh dang! Like that was all in his head.
This was all in his head, and I absolutely was like, just absolutely Sixth Sense dumbfounded.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Sixth Sense?
No.
You've never seen the Sixth Sense?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Dude, put that on your list of movies to watch.
I know,
That's
dude.
like a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Sixth Sense.
Is the I See Dead People? The I See Dead.
Ah, so you already know?
I mean, that's one of like, yeah. I mean, the ending. Yeah, the ending of that.
Ah, who spoiled it for you?
Well, I mean, the internet. I mean, it's a fairly
Okay,
old
then never mind.
movie.
You don't have
It's
to watch
fairly
it.
old movie.
You don't have to watch it.
Everything. I mean, I might,
I mean, if you want to actually watch
it's
the whole
on,
thing.
if it goes on, if it goes on, yeah. There's a few movies. I mean, that are like kind of like that. That I mean, I haven't seen. Maybe not.
There's
Get
good
to it.
movies supposed that I haven't seen either. Yeah.
But anyways, so
You have a little.
I have a
rant.
I have a rant. My take, a hot take, I guess.
A hot take.
I don't know if it's hot or not. It probably is. It probably might upset some people, especially some people that I know personally. Y'all know who you are, and y'all know y'all wrong. No, I'm just kidding. But just my take on it is my take on it in a sense. It's because, and maybe it's a misunderstanding, but there's moments when I'm like whoa. Like, did you just hear what you just said?
Like backtrack, replay.
Yeah.
Do it again.
So my take, well, not my take, but my kind of rant from especially this movie, and I feel like other movies, superhero movies or any other like hero versus villain movie has done this. Because I feel like because of this movie, because of Joker movie, where they kind of like say like or they have that kind of thing of like, I think Joker was right, or
he's
like
the good guy.
like he's the good guy, like or they sympathize with him, or they like him as a character and everything. And then like the lines or the quotes he says, sure, like in the society and everything, all that, we live in a society. I mean, that's from the other Joker, but not this one. But I mean, in that sense, he has some good quotes when you like think about it. Yeah. But then when you put it in context, I mean,
no,
yeah,
no,
don't like this doesn't justify what you're doing now, and that's because I feel like people forget that Joker is the Joker. He's the main villain of the Batman, the arch nemesis. He's killed millions of people. He's psychotic. He kidnapped Batman's second Robin, beat him, pretty much murdered him. So
he's the good guy, guys. He kills people. He blows up hospitals.
Yeah.
He's an absolute terror.
Yeah,
but he's the good guy.
Yeah. So my thing is like people misinterpreting this movie, like the Joker movie, in the sense of like, because I feel like the director, his goal, that wasn't his goal, like to make him
the good guy.
Sympathize. No, it did build on his character. It did build like his origin story or a origin story for him. It was interesting. It was great in the sense of like it was thought provoking in that sense. He did a really good job of it, but I feel like he wasn't trying to justify his actions or like make you feel like sympathize for him. No, he was showing you like, no, this guy, he is psychotic. Even though he wanted to be like a good comedian or like wanted to be famous or being looked at,
Like, this is a bad dude.
but no, he like, do you see his motives? Do you see and again, like, it kind of goes into question like, are you born a villain or created and all that?
Yeah.
And then we can go on to that too, like they'll rant on that too, but yeah, it does like kind of show you like it does show you like his like trek to becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, and I feel like you don't like, sure, in some way you can sympathize for him because yeah, like his mom is sick and everything, and he's just told that this the richest man in Gotham about to be mayor is his father, without any proof, just being told by his mom like, hey, by the way, that's your dad, and then he's like, oh wait, what? What? And so, and then like wanting to be famous, but he's like stuck in a dead end job, being a clown and everything, but wanting to be a comedian and all that. But I don't know, man. Like, yeah, like like you don't have to like do all, like you don't have to like kill anybody or like do all this and everything to get to that point, or yeah, just in that sense, like,
which in the comics, his origin story, isn't his like dad a deadbeat dad who beats him, and the dad's the one who like puts the smile scar on his face because he keeps crying. Isn't that like the origin story?
No, not exactly. In all honesty, the comics, there's multiple origin stories for the
Joker.
Even in the in the Dark Knight movies, the Christopher Nolan movies, Batman movies, when in the Dark Knight, Heath Ledger Joker, he kind of references the comics whenever he tells his like, like, do you want to know how I got these scars? Do you want to know how I got? And so he kind of references the comics because in the comics, there is like supposedly like multiple like origin stories of Joker. There's even like a storyline where there's multiple Jokers. It's not just one Joker. It's multiple Jokers.
Yeah.
So that's crazy in itself. that's even more crazy. But anyways, yeah, like I feel like people are quick to sympathize with like the villains and everything. And so I say other movies do this because if you see, and I don't know why, like it's funny because the Marvel movies hopped onto that train in the sense of like, like let's make the villains a little bit more sympathetic,
like
or like
Thanos when he was in they brought back like he used to live in the poverty, most poverty filled.
And one good example also was in Black Panther, Killmonger. As a villain and everything. People loved him as a villain because it gave him more story and everything. But I feel like they loved him. Yeah, they loved him as a villain because he was more fleshed out and everything. We know his reasonings and all, but not to feel sorry for him. No, he was a villain. He killed people and he wanted vengeance. Instead of like talking it out in that sense. But I mean, again, comic book movies, more, But my rant is it's not towards the movies. It's towards the people that misinterpret them and like want to put that to real life and like question that in life lessons and all that. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, no, don't quote him. Because I remember there was a friend, a mutual friend, I'm not gonna say here, but they know who they are. They quoted the Joker movie when it came out too. Like they saw it and they loved it and everything, and they quoted the Joker. And then I'm like, he's the villain, right? He's a villain. And then they kind of laughed and they kind of thought like, well, yeah. And they just didn't say anything. But like he's a villain and
he's the
bad guy, man. And then another friend, they kind of fought me with it, like with the more like philosophical reasoning and stuff. And I'm like, dude, like no, like he's a villain, like. But then he's like, no, he's but he was mistreated.
I hate when they say like, no, he was misunderstood.
Yeah.
No, bro,
like,
come on now.
No, man. And so yeah, that's my little like rant about the Joker and all. And so hopefully, I'm not gonna lie, those same people that I meant, like I'm talking about, most likely, I'm for sure they're gonna see the second one
And they're gonna feel bad for him.
And yeah, they're gonna quote him. They're gonna quote him. They're gonna quote, and they're gonna love it just because I know that they also love musicals too. So they're definitely gonna see this one.
I think
And
I already
so-
know who you're talking about just with a little bit of just sorry.
Yeah, and so again, not dogging on them or
We're
anything.
not
It's
throwing
just-
shade, but we're throwing shade.
but
a little bit.
just think about it a little bit more.
Think before you open your mouth.
Yeah, but it is thought provoking. It is something to ponder. Maybe to ponder about like our society. Maybe like, maybe we can change. Not saying that he's right though, or not saying that what he's doing is right or what he did
Yeah,
was
what
right.
his actions are.
So yeah, but if you're saying, no, dude, he was right.
That's
he
just
was,
wrong.
Like not
How
like
far-
guys, no. It's like, don't do.
Don't say he's right.
No. He's a villain. He's
That's like saying like, guys, Hitler.
Oh, yeah, he was. No, man, he was. He was misunderstood. He just wanted to be an artist. He wanted to be.
He was an artist.
If someone just told him just to keep going, do better, maybe he wouldn't have done what he did.
If anything, it was the Jews' fault. No, I'm just kidding. Like that's how you sound, guys. That's how y'all
guys,
sound.
Come on, guys.
Don't make the bad guy the good guy.
Yeah.
Live in a world where the good is not the bad.
And so, speaking on that, going to our final topic, which is also in the title. That kind of, if you want to like feel sorry for someone or be sympathetic for someone, why not the devil himself or Satan? Nah, just kidding.
Oh,
Well,
what?
Yes and no, which is weird because some people take it that way, which is not what. And same thing with the Joker movies and everything. Like, no, we're not sympathizing with the villain. No, that's not what the movie is trying to tell you, or the comics are trying to tell you. No.
It's just an entertaining movie, guys. It's
No.
for entertainment.
Yeah. And so same here, and that's it. So, have you heard of? Get my notes right quick. Have you heard Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained?
No, I did not.
Well, those for anybody that doesn't know, or maybe if y'all do know, comment down below or put in chat. Do you know these books?
Oh, so
They're books. So they're books.
Okay.
Let me look up a quick. Give me a sec. I'm looking at the author. John Milton. That's his name.
So is Paradise Lost and like Paradise Regained? Are they like a sequel to each other or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're a book in a sequence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Paradise Lost is pretty much a telling or his telling. So first off, to get this out of the way, these books or poems actually.
Oh, okay.
They're poems. They talk about biblical like events that happen in the Bible. Paradise Lost mainly talks about the beginning with the war against the angels and demons and God and all that, and the beginning of how God made the earth and like Adam and Eve, pretty much Genesis. The beginning of Genesis, pretty much. It talks about that. And Paradise Regained tells the story of when Jesus went out to fast for 4 days,
Yeah.
40 days and 40 nights, and
the
he
devil
was
like a
and
temptation
yeah, he
and
was
stuff.
tempting him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of his telling of the books of those books or those stories.
Yeah.
So kind of a disclaimer here in a sense. Don't take this as like actual scripture. It's kind of like in a sense kind of fan fiction in a sense, which
Fan
to me,
fiction of the Bible?
which is kind of which I'll give an example to that here in a minute, but it's kind of thought provoking in the same way.
Yeah,
And it's kind of interesting because I find it interesting or kind of cool because it kind of gives more like backstory or lore to what to the supernatural, more of the supernatural stuff like that happens in the Bible and everything, which is kind of cool. But again, it's like nothing to like believe in because the
Yeah.
Bible obviously that's the truth. If you want to
that's the
like
truth.
know the truth or like
Read your Bible,
yeah,
kids.
read the Bible.
Read your Bible,
That's the
kids.
go-to.
Read your
but
Bible, kids.
This also might also get you to read the Bible too. I know a lot of like
Okay.
media that talks about like stories and stuff like that. Actually makes me go to the Bible and like
Yeah.
read it back or read those stories or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of cool. It's added on. But yeah, because I take these stories more of like comic book esque in the sense of
Okay.
like lore building and everything, kind of like that. So I'm kind of interested in that, or like that kind of intrigues me a little bit.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of cool. Intrigued me so much that I actually ordered the books and I might read through them because I recently heard. So shout out to I think his name is Wendigoon on YouTube.
Okay.
He pretty much he has a whole video of the stories. He has 2 videos of the stories, Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained,
Yeah.
and he explains it like in like better detail and everything. And from him telling me the story and everything, I'm like, oh, let me find the books. I want to read this too. So I'm gonna pretty much tell you kind of a summary, or like kind of a hopefully I won't butcher it too much, but like a summary of like what goes on and everything, because I feel like it's pretty interesting. It's kind of cool. But yeah, he does disclaim this too in the beginning too, because there's also some because it also like kind of tells you also like, hey, maybe you should like there's moments maybe like we hear these stories and everything, but also remind you like, hey, but still read your Bible and everything, and just make sure you got all the facts before you jump into any of these stories and all. Because I feel like one example for it is like, so I'll ask you this. I know your grandpa has even mentioned this too, which again, it's not a bad thing because, you know, we're getting it off of, the books and everything. But do you know how the disciple Simon Peter, how he died?
He was crucified backwards.
Upside down.
Upside down, yes.
Upside down, yeah, right. That's not in the Bible.
No.
No, that is not in the Bible. That is actually in another book that is part of other books that were kind of kicked out or not included in the Bible.
Like Enoch.
Yeah, Enoch. Yeah, like the Book of Enoch.
Okay.
Like, that's actually in one of the books called the Acts of Peter. It's actually said in that book where he's crucified, because in the Bible it doesn't say anything about his death, but he was crucified.
Wow.
So we do. So in that case, we do kind of have to be careful in the sense of like where we get our information. It's interesting. It is.
Yeah.
It might have happened because the Acts of Peter. Some believe that it wasn't necessarily written by Peter, but it was written by like a disciple or a follower of Peter during like after Christ and all that. These like the other books aren't really totally as accurate, but you know, you never know, maybe not. So that's why they're not, you know, in the Bible in that sense, because it's not agreed upon theologically, you know.
Yeah.
But some theologians, some scholars do believe that, like in the sense of like, that part of like Peter, when he was crucified upside down because he didn't feel.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, he didn't feel. That honor of
good
enough to be crucified just like Jesus. So he wanted, but again, that's not in the Bible. That's in the
dude. That's like the second time that like my child has been a lie. Because like who cut Samson's hair, right?
The lady he was sleeping with.
Delilah.
Delilah,
yeah.
Supposedly, yeah. But
she didn't cut his hair.
Who was it? Or
so I was.
What happened?
So like in the story of Samson and Delilah, God told Samson, "Do not cut your hair."
Yeah.
That's where your strength comes from.
Yeah.
He meets Delilah. They hook up.
Mm.
And they get together, and I forgot who it was, but they bribe her to cut his hair off so he doesn't have his strength.
Yeah.
So I was always told as a kid, Delilah cut his hair.
Yeah.
Like, no. She called 3 men in to cut his hair.
Okay.
And that's in the book of, I believe it's Isaiah.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
Oh, okay.
And when I heard that, I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And now you're telling me about the Peter thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one example. Well, that's another example, I guess. Yeah, like so yeah. So go read your Bible. Go read your Bible
So you don't have to be like me.
I guess that doesn't. So in those scenarios or those situations, it doesn't really. It doesn't take away anything. Doesn't really necessarily take away anything from like the lesson in that sense. You know, the lesson or the moral. The morality of what, you know, how it happens in that story, or what lesson that God is trying to teach you. So like, I feel like that stuff can kind of, you know, slide by in that sense, because it's not really
It's not like changing the directory of
it's not,
how it's going to your life.
Yeah, it's not blasphemous. It's not like
blasphemy.
Yeah. So in that sense, these books are kind of similar to that. It's just extra lore, extra story.
Yeah.
Kind of just thinking about it, kind of, and so Mr. John Milton, he kind of adds this dialogue and everything to what goes on, because obviously he doesn't know like what God said or what these demons say, and everything. It's just added context that he believes, or just good storytelling. I mean, just like C.S. Lewis, and he made one of the biggest franchises, Narnia, and he based it off of
biblical things.
Biblical things and everything. So doesn't take it away from it. Well, I'm not saying I mean, that's a completely different thing, but in a sense, it's giving that lesson, that life lesson, and all the teachings of God, Jesus. So how the story starts off is with Paradise Lost, and so it's pretty much from the perspective of, or it's the creation of the world and everything, and of man, from the perspective of the devil, of Satan, is actually from his perspective in that sense. And so it's kind of interesting, and it does remind me of like like a movie or something, like a superhero villain movie and stuff like that. And so the book or the poem starts off, the setting, it starts off in, it doesn't start off straight from the beginning, in the sense of like when Satan or the devil, Satan, when Lucifer, it doesn't start off with him rebelling. It starts off actually him and his the angels that followed him falling from heaven. It actually starts off there. We start off there where they're falling. That supposedly they fell from heaven 9 days and all the way to hell, and then when they hit the ground, when they hit hell, pretty much landed, it was silent for 9 days too. And then after that, they finally started like screaming, like whelping and all that, because to them this is the first time they felt pain, because as angels, they no pain and everything, but now they were cast out from heaven. Now it's like y'all suffering, y'all suffering. And so pretty much Lucifer gets up, and he's the leader of them, and tries to like pretty much motivates them like not to give up and all in that sense. It's kind of weird. Give up, guys. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to say that, but it's better. And there's one thing he says. There's a quote he says where it's like, it's better to reign in hell than be controlled in heaven, something like that. So that's kind of like, if we know, like as we know of like the stories and like the that we are told about like Lucifer and everything, when he like that was his thing. He wanted to become God. He wanted to be control. That's what we hear from him, and he wanted to be in charge in that sense. So they end up building a temple down in hell and everything. It's like a big old massive, and like there's some artwork and everything that's shown that in the Renaissance and everything, they kind of illustrate that, and honestly, like the illustrations or the artwork of that is really like it is really amazing, because of how like they describe them and everything, and like how the artists like illustrate it. It's really kind of grand in that sense. So I don't know how, but I can't remember how, but some of the demons, they end up hearing that, or before they had fell, they end up talking, saying that, God is supposedly going to make a new world. He's going to make a new world, ergo Earth. Yeah, he's going to make a new world and everything. So what should we do about that? Or are we going to do anything about that? And so they're all talking, all the demons are talking, and then it kind of name drops a lot of like head demons and all, or like Beelzebub, like Bel or Baal, and like they're synonymous to also Satan, but in his telling, they're separate demons or higher demons that were said to be worshipped by the people in during the Old Testament, and the other gods. They say these are those supposed gods that they had worshipped and all. And so it's kind of cool, because in the sense of like theologically, he name drops like all these names and like oh yeah, like kind of cameos in sense like oh like I know like I heard of that guy,
Oh,
you know.
I know that name.
So, yeah, like I know. And so
What? He's in this?
it's like oh he's here too. Oh,
What?
and so they're talking
Trump,
like they're talking and they're like what what should we do? Should we go over there check it out? Like who should go and everything? And so Lucifer obviously he steps up and he's like I'll go check it out. I'll see what's going on over there and just scout out to see. And so at this point again we're seeing the side of Lucifer kind of like you're seeing him in the side of like he's trying to keep his followers like up and like wanting like encouraged in the sense like we'll reign over this place too. We're gonna disrupt it and we'll show him because just follow me and everything. But as your leader, I'll go and scout it out for you guys and everything. And so as I'm gone, keep building over here and making it more grand and everything because we want to make it look nice and everything. And so yeah, and so he goes off and tries to see if there's a way out of hell, or way out of this place. And he's walking down, and it's supposed to say that he flies off and he's flying, and it's pretty much darkness and everything. The only thing that's lit is like the flames of hell. Pretty much that's the only light that they get. But other than that, it's just complete darkness. And so he keeps on going, and until he ends up at a gate. There is a gate there, but it's guarded by two beings. It's guarded by this creature that like the top half of it is like a beautiful woman, but then the bottom half is like a snake, kind of a reptilian like. And then the other guard that's there is like just a void, like a darkness, like a void, like itself. And so he goes up to them. It's like, hey, it's like. It was like, is that the gate to get out? And then, the lady, the lady snake lady, the snake lady from was like, yeah, we're here to guard it. You can't leave. You can't leave. We've been told you can't leave. It's like, oh, but I won't leave. and like, nope. It's like, and so during this conversation, they're calling him father. And then there's a moment when he's like, wait, hold up. Why you call me father? And then so they let them know that the snake lady says that my name is sin, and that guy over there, the void, he is death. That's death. We were spawned pretty much the moment that you had fell, because that was the first act of sin and the first act of like death in a sense. Yeah. With sin comes death, and so we're here because of you. We're here, so you're father, you're father. And so he thinks about that. He's like, oh, dang. Well, it's like, hey, it's like, yeah, if I'm your dad, can you open it for me? And so he ends up convincing them that, God's making this new earth and everything. And, it would be nice, if we can go see it. I just want to go see it. We want to go see what's going on and everything. And so, if you want, y'all can come with me. Just come with me and we'll go. Y'all don't have to stay here. Y'all got the keys to the gate and everything, and so let's go. And so they're like, okay, let's do it. And so they let him out.
Road trip.
Yeah, they let him out. And so it kind of describes them getting out of hell pretty much and going into this other void in a sense. And it makes it seem like it's space in a sense, because it's like they're like in like there's like nothing, but there's things out there. Like in a sense, it kind of tries to describe it as like stars or something, because I think when they're going towards, because they don't really know where they're going, like they don't know where it's at, they don't know where Earth's at, where God's like doing this. But then like in the distance they see like the sun, and it's like a light that that for him seems familiar, and so he goes off and goes and tracks it down. And meanwhile, sin and death are actually kind of lagging behind, because they decided, so we can come back, or easier for us to come back, is make a bridge. And so while they're, heading that way, they're making a bridge to Earth. And so, but they still lag behind and everything. And Lucifer's like, well, I'll catch y'all there or whatever. I'm heading forward. I'll keep going. And they're like, okay, Dad.
Okay, Father.
Yeah. Something like that. But so they end up, so he ends up going closer. And yeah, he makes it. He makes it to Earth. He makes it to paradise, at that moment. And so there is a sense of him like um jealousy, or not jealousy, but of like conviction in this in like he feels bad, like
Guilt.
like guilt, like man, this place is beautiful, like what he did here, and the sun, like this light that he's created, it's so similar to heaven, the heaven's light, like it's just so warm and everything, and he kind of thinks about it. He kind of like he reevaluates, or like ponders on. He realized like, man, did I mess up? Like, because this is the moment where like this is in this moment he describes that he realizes that I'm never going back to heaven.
Yeah, it's
like
over.
it's like I did what I did,
Oh wait, bruh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like and so, but then he's like, nah, it was worth it. Like, let's see. It's
Realization over.
Yeah. Like let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And so it goes down to Earth, and or gets close to Earth, and he sees that there's like angels around and everything, and then there's some big names that are dropped, like Gabriel's there, or Raphael is there, like the heavy hitters, those guys are there. And so for him to so this is the first he wants to try to sneak in, because there's in order to get to Earth, there's like a checkpoint in a sense. I think it describes a gate also, but there's someone there. It's another big name, angel name. I can't remember. I forget the name of the angel, but yeah, and so in order for him to get through, he disguises himself as a cherub. The
angel that we've talked about with the big eyes and the
but and I think during this time, when the book or poem was written, they described cherubs, or they kind of, I think in Renaissance, I don't know if you've seen like the paintings, Renaissance paintings of like angels depicted, or some angels version of the angel is like a baby with like angel wings.
With angel wings and like the harp.
For them that was a cherub, but in actuality, a cherub is actually like a big like just horrible thing, in order to like kind of just like insane thing, like that cherubs supposedly, they also, I think they guard the throne of God. I think of God. Yeah, Jesus, I think that's what they do. But so in this story, he disguises him of cherub to them like a baby angel, pretty much a baby angel. And so he goes up to the guard and everything, and lets them know, hey, can I go and look at the Earth and everything? And he was like, the guard's like,
who are you?
Like, I guess so. I guess no harm.
There ain't no harm, no foul.
Yeah, because at this point, the angels, they don't know anything about, in the sense, or they don't have the understanding of like being betrayed, because they're all good.
Oh yeah.
The only time, or to them, the only and one and only time was Lucifer and his angels. That's it. And so all they know is that Lucifer and all his angels are in hell.
Lucifer bad.
And so every other angel, like, they just at this point they have that understanding of like, no, we are all trustworthy. I can trust you. It's all good. Like, go. You go.
Go for it, brother.
Yeah. And so he's looking around Earth, and again, there's another moment where he's like pondering and seeing like what God has created. The beauty of the garden, pretty much, because at this point he's at the Garden of Eden, and so he's just so filled with emotion and everything. And so again, like, and it is a funny point where in the part of the book where it does describe Lucifer, disguised as the cherub, like kind of crying and everything, about saying like, man, what have I done? Like, this could have been us. We could have been here too. We could have like helped make this and everything. And he's like crying, doing all this. And then it's funny because it shows, or it tells you like the angel that let him in is looking down, and he's like, man, that cherub's going through stuff, man. Like,
depresso,
like,
espresso.
Yeah, it's like that man. Like, it's like, well,
you need Jesus.
Well then. And so, and it's also funny too, because I think in like the author, he kind of jabs at like the other denominations at the time, which is like mainly the Catholics, because you know how in the Catholics and Catholicism, in some, they say, you have to go through the saints,
Yeah.
or the Father to, not Father God, but the Father, their pastor in that sense, and they'll relay your prayer, or they'll relay it to God.
Yeah.
And so he kind of jabs at that, where it's funny because he's using Lucifer for it, but he's jabbing at it in a sense of like, when he looks up, you see heaven, you're able to see heaven, and he kind of comments like, man, like heaven's like right there, like, that just gives no doubt that if you ever need God or anything, you could just call on him, and he'll come down to you and get, like, give you whatever you want or answer you. And so he's jabbing that fact on, like, he's putting these jabs on the Catholic Church, or like the churches that like see, you don't need someone else to talk to God. You can talk to God, So that's kind of like a funny commentary thing and all that. And so and it's funny because meanwhile, we kind of get the perspective of God also, and God is talking to his son, Jesus. He's actually talking to Jesus. And so this is where, like, you kind of get the lore in a sense of, like, or that kind of I guess interpretation of, like, Jesus is also God, and all-knowing, omnipresent and everything. So time is not like, it's not a thing. Basically. So he's been there, and he's there, and so he's talking to him and everything. And then Jesus hey, Satan's down there. They know he's down there. It's like, and then God's like, yep, he's down there. It's like, do you think we should do something? It's like, nope, because when he made the earth, when he made Adam and Eve, he gave them dominion over the garden. He gave them dominion over the earth, and like, and so he can't get, at that point, he can't get involved in that sense of, like, he can't change anything because of free will. And that's where, and so and I liked it too in the books and everything. They talk about that, the free will and everything, and so yeah, and so they have that conversation and everything. So back with Lucifer, they see he sees, like, Adam and Eve and everything, and he's like kind of like in awe of them and everything, and he's like, oh, like, and he realizes that these aren't like angels, or these aren't like they're different. Because they're made of the image of God, because they look familiar to him, because he's seen God and everything, and they look familiar to him. He's like, and he says that they're made in the image of him, and these are his creations. These are the creations that he was talking about, like he was going to create and everything. And so throughout this time and everything, he kind of ponders, or he wants to make like a plan. He's trying to make a plan of like what should I do to disrupt this? So he's back to his like ways of like what, like, I want to like disrupt it and everything. He ends up being caught by like the angels eventually, and they tell him, just get out of here. What are you doing? Please get out of here. Just leave. Just leave, buddy. Just leave. And so he does, but he goes like in the dark side of like the garden and everything, the dark part. But he's still hanging around and everything. And then Adam and Eve, they're like kind of just there, and then it tells one moment where they're about to go to sleep and everything, and then Satan comes back, and this time he's disguised as a frog, and so they're sleeping and everything, and then the angels they go check on Adam and Eve because they feel like that something's wrong. Satan's still out here. Something's up, and so supposedly how it's told that Adam and Eve had their separate, like, bed in a sense. Yeah, of course. Or a room or like area where they sleep. Like so it's just them. There's no like animal, no nothing. And so they kind of they go up to them, and they're still sleeping, and they check on them. When they go check on them, there's a frog right next to Eve's ear, like just talking, and they're like, yeah, he's not supposed to be here.
You need to leave.
And so they kick him out, and then Satan like shows his true form. And he's like, and they're like, okay, you can
leave now.
Get out of here. You're nothing but trouble. You're causing trouble here. Don't mess with them. They're God's creations. And it's a cool scene because supposedly like he's ready to like to square up pretty much. So like
he's ready to fight.
Okay, like, all right, you want to like come at me? It's like, and the angel he's facing is, I think, Raphael, and he's like, it's like, nah, man, like, let's not do this. And so like he's kind of in a sense powering up, and then but then God sees this, and what God does, instead of like intervening, instead he he shoots down a scale, like a scale for weights and everything.
Yeah.
And then one end of the scale is way down and the other end is high up. And so Raphael's like, you see that? And then pretty much he's parascaling him. Literally. He's like, that's you right there. This is me. You lost all of God's power. And so you think you can defeat me? No. Like, look at this. Like,
Scoreboard.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, no, dude. And then so Satan's like, next time. And he just leaves. He just leaves again. It's like, yeah,
The smoke comes up, he's gone.
And so the next day, they're woken up. Or we go back to Adam and Eve, and they're woken up and everything. And then Eve tells Adam that she had a bad dream and everything. Obviously Satan put in those words and everything. And so they go on for their business and all that. And so again, they're like living with the angels too. Like the angels are there and everything. And I think and so God pretty much calls Raphael back to him, and he's like, hey, Raphael reports to God and tells him, like, hey, Satan's, you want us to do anything or can you do something? And so God's like, no, because again, they're this is their dominion now. It's up to them, and I'm giving them free will. I want, just whatever they want to do, and I'll come in if they call upon me, but as of now, like, I'm not doing anything, and it's agreed upon with Jesus and all. The Son of God, and so before Raphael leaves, he tells them, but I do want you to let them know about Satan. Just let them know about like the story and the history of him, just to watch out for him, and because from there they can decide. That's because free will and everything. Yeah. And so he goes down, and then he goes down to Adam and Eve, and then they're like, and so they prepare food for the Raphael and everything, and he's like, oh, don't worry about that, and he's like, I'm here to just warn you about this guy Satan. And then
this bad guy.
Yeah, this bad guy. He's here to manipulate on everything. And they're like, oh, really?
Word?
Like, and so they're like, word? Well, like, tell us about him. Like, where'd he come from, or why is he bad, or why? Because again, Adam and Eve were just born in that sense.
They don't know what they don't know kind of stuff is.
And so they have questions and all that, and they even question the tree of life, or the tree of knowledge. They question the tree of knowledge and why they can't eat from that. And so even Raphael tells them, like, that does give you knowledge, but that's the type of knowledge you don't want. That gives you suffering, that gives you pain. That's that knowledge that you'll gain from it, but you don't want none of that. And so at this point, they're still kind of like confused, or they like understand, but they don't, because they don't feel that. They're pure. The only like knowledge they have is like the pureness and love of God and the love for each other and everything. And so they ask about Lucifer, like, and then so Raphael tells them the whole story of what happened. And so Raphael pretty much, like, it's kind of like a flashback scene in a sense of like, it's like, okay, this is what happened. And so it does, and so Raphael is the one that tells them like what Lucifer did, or what he was doing. And so supposedly, how he tells it is like the word, like, everything was fine and everything. Lucifer was like at one time he was like one of his main angels and everything. Yeah. And then one day God comes up to all the angels, or brings them to him for like an instance of meeting, and like tells them some news, and tells them. And then so when he tells them, what he tells them is like, he shows them his son Jesus. Like and he's like I hear me, angels, like, this is my son. This is the one that will sit next to me, and he's the one to pretty much, in a sense, save the world, for what I'm about to create. And so in that point, like, Lucifer gets jealous. He gets jealous of him, and that's where that whole thing, the whole revolution, or happens. And so the way he's able to manipulate or convince the other angels to help him out is that like he pretty much convinces them that we're strong as God. We're and this is where, like, the whole, like, where I feel like it's a good example of, like, or this is like the argument what, like, atheists or like non-believers say whenever they try to or like saying like, well, if God, like, who's to say God is real, or who's to say like I'm not God myself, or like, you know, you weren't there in the beginning, or like, and stuff like that. And so what Lucifer says to them is like, yeah, like you know, sure, he created us, and well, like, because Jesus is going to be born, or he was born out of this, and he has the power of God pretty much. And so they respect Jesus of that, because they're told that they were created like, you know, from nothing, you know, they were just popped up. But Lucifer manipulates them and tells them, well, because that's what their argument is. Like the angels are like, well, we're not that powerful because our power comes from God, you know, so we're not powerful, because if we leave God, then our power will be gone. And so Lucifer gives the argument, or manipulates them by saying, well, how do you know? Like, like, for all you know, you could have been born from something. Like, you know, how do you know that God was the one that created you, or that just popped you, you know, just made you? Like, no, we're all as powerful as God. So, you know, let's do this. Let's take over. You know, we can manage this. We could manage heaven ourselves, you know, in that sense. And so they're like, okay, let's do it. Let's
watch
you.
this.
And so, and that's where, like, that kind of like gives an example, or shows people, non-believers, like you say that, but the moment they did rebel, God was like, you know, just
Goodbye.
like nope. So there was a war between the angels of God and then, you know, Lucifer and his army, you know, their whole war against them. But during the war, it kind of explains, or his version of it explains them like that. Yeah, that it was kind of a fight. You know, it was like an intense war and everything, but it was kind of like a war, like not to the death, because angels are immortal in that sense. They can't die. But yeah, they can't die. But so it's pretty much a race to like who's going to tire out first, and whoever tires out first loses. So yeah, it's like for the most part, it's like an endless war, and they bring out weapons and all this and everything. Then there's the whole standoff with Michael and Lucifer, and it's a great battle and all that. And so Lucifer is about to gain, like, in a sense, I feel like he's like trying to mow through them to get to God. But what he ends up doing is he ends up going face to face with Jesus, or the Son of God. And this is where we see like the power of God, or the power of the Son of God too, where he doesn't lift a finger or anything. He just comes in and he's like walking towards Lucifer. But for some reason, Lucifer, like, instead of like charging at him or like battling him, no, he ends up like running away, and he falls himself. He drops himself on purpose, because for some reason, like, there's something different, or like this power is like, he knows that he can't win, and so he ends up falling from heaven, and all the others follow him, and they're like, well, he's gone. So
Cowabunga.
Yeah. And so pretty much that's like that gives like the intel of like, or the recap of like what happens, you know, what actually happened, you know. It's like the middle of movies, you know, trailers, like, it's like, I guess, you know, you're wondering how I got here. Well, let me tell you.
Well, what? Backstory.
Yeah. And so Raphael, and pretty much is Raphael telling this to Adam and Eve, and then they're like, oh, okay. So we'll watch out for that Satan guy. And so yeah. Let me check the. So just to finish off this part, pretty much the rest of the story kind of goes how it goes in the book. Pretty much, Satan manipulates Eve, you know, tells her that, you know, tricks her, you know, into like eating the apple and everything, and then Adam finds out all that, and God, you know, tells them, you know, no, y'all got to get out of here, you know, Genesis, you know, Genesis and everything. And so there is. But at the end of it, whenever they're leaving the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, you know, they have all this emotion that they don't understand, because of the fruit, you know, the apple, the fruit of knowledge and everything. It's all the knowledge that we unfortunately, well, we don't want. You know, it's sadness, you know,
Suffering,
anger,
yeah.
suffering. All they're feeling all of this because they messed up. They know they messed up. They're like this was a good thing, but God tells them, you know, no, like just because you did this doesn't mean it's over. This is the end, because there will be my son will come down, and pretty much in this version or his telling, he's pretty much letting Adam and Eve know that, like, even though you guys sinned or committed this sin and everything. Oh, by the way, while Lucifer's like down like on earth and everything, yeah, sin and death, they're still making that bridge. They made it, and so in a moment, whenever the angels tell Lucifer to go away, he does go away back to hell, but he's able to go like easier because
Easy
there's the
back
bridge.
because of the bridge.
Yeah, and so that kind of like correlates the bridge of like hell and earth and everything, and sin and death appeared and all that. And so, anyways, but like I said, at the end, you know, I think God tells them, and then I think one of the angels, can't remember if it's Michael or Gabriel, but gives Adam the vision of pretty much the future of like your future sons, your pretty much the next generation. You know, they'll, you know, it'll lead up onto this. You know, you'll eventually be free from sin. You'll eventually be free from all this. That this sin that you committed eventually will go away. But that'll be a task for your next generation. So for now, you got, you know, just pretty much giving them words of encouragement that don't give up. Just know right from wrong. That the free will aspect, like you have free will now, more so now, and so just keep going. You know, just keep going and giving that pep talk to them. And so that's pretty much the end of like I think it goes into more stuff, but that's pretty much the end of the first book. And so yeah, a lot of scholars or a lot of people, well, some people that read this kind of don't, or their take on it, or they don't like it in a sense because they see that it's making it you're being made sympathize towards devil, you know, Lucifer. But again, it's the complete opposite, or it's more so telling you that that Lucifer is the bad guy, because if when you read it and you notice the characteristics of Lucifer, you see that throughout the whole time he's talking to the angels, to the demons, to all the demons, his people, to Eve.
Yeah.
He's manipulative. Yeah. The only thing he wants to get out of this is for himself. He wants the power. Like, he doesn't care, because the pep talk he gives to in the beginning, whenever he tells the angels to revolt, it's a lie. He tells them the reason to revolt is so everybody can get the power of God. You know, you guys have power of God. We can take over heaven. But the truth is, or his version of the truth is that it's because it's that the devil, or Satan, he's jealous. He's jealous. So he's manipulating these guys in order to help him for himself. And then when they're all in hell, he gives them a whole speech about like, we got to build up and everything. But again, it's only for his benefit. It's not for anybody else's. He's selfish. You know, he's being selfish in all this. And same thing whenever he goes down to earth and he explains how beautiful it is and what he's done was bad. But then he remembers that, oh no, I was mad because of the Son of God. Yeah, I don't like that guy. I'm still mad. Yeah, I'm still mad. Yeah. And so, and same with Eve, the same kind of manipulation he gave to Eve, like by eating this apple, you'll become God. The reason why he doesn't want you to eat it, because he doesn't want you to become like him. And so he's not doing that for her benefit. He's doing it for his benefit. And so, yeah, like, oh, is it? Nice. Yes, thumbs up. But so yeah. So I say that to like kind of reevaluate the stories you hear whenever it comes to like villains, or like the good and evil side of it. Sure, it gives you another perspective, but it also just reassures you that, this guy is the bad guy. Yeah. This is the bad, and this is the good guy. You know, this is the person that will defeat him, and this is how he will defeat him. Because this villain, sure, he could have had a different path, but he strayed away. And so the lesson to get out of that is not to stray away like him. He did. Not to sympathize with him. No, don't sympathize with him, because he chose that way. He chose that direction to to disrupt and make chaos.
Yeah, he does.
We don't like it. We don't like that. We
Nope.
shouldn't like that. Even especially as Christians. And to give that, and for us to spread the gospel, and for us to give that, to set that example to others. Because I shouldn't be telling the youth, hey, by the way, guys, my favorite villain is Joker. Check that guy out, man. Like, he got some real, like, good, like, insight. Like,
have you heard his quotes?
Yeah, you heard his
my
quotes,
God.
man.
No,
Like, yeah.
dude.
Like, no, I'm not gonna.
No.
So yeah. Next episode, I guess we can go over the other book,
The
Paradise Regained.
Regained.
So it's pretty much, again, like, yeah, it's the sequel to that, and it's the conclusion. It's pretty much summarizing it. It's pretty much what the angels and God told Adam and Eve, like, don't worry, someone will come down and he will reclaim paradise again. And Paradise Regained, that's what he does. Like, it tells the story of Jesus and the temptations and all that. And so it's pretty much reassuring the reader, or like just him, and reassuring Adam and Eve that here it is. This is the guy that he was talking about. And so I think that's kind of cool. And so, yeah, I was and so again, it's I think it's this YouTube channel, Windigoon. If you want to hear more detail and like more of the story, both stories, or even other biblical stuff, he talks about other stuff too.
Yeah.
He's a Christian too, and he like gets that perspective. And check him out. And like I said, he inspired me to get the books themselves, so I'm gonna read up on those too. So that'll be kind of
Sick,
cool.
dude.
So yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's really interesting. I like how I kind of added the lore to.
Yeah, like I said,
So
it
just
adds like
things
more
that we-
lore to like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
beginning, that beginning and everything. So
Yeah. So
yeah, like I
that's-
said, like to me, like to someone that likes kind of that storytelling, that type of storytelling,
it's cool for you.
it's cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. To me,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
cool. And I feel like there might be some people that like are interested in that too. Like that might be like
Yeah.
like, oh, that's pretty cool too. Like interesting,
Well,
like,
let us know when you get the books. And then
oh,
you
yeah,
read
for
them.
sure. Yeah, I'll read a passage or something, or just if there's anything I missed, I'll probably talk about it too.
Bring it
Or-
on the podcast.
Yeah. We'll see.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's it for today. I
That's it
guess
for tonight.
technically this week we did 2 podcasts because Sunday,
Yes,
in the beginning,
Sunday
so Sunday and
And
today.
today,
So this week we had a twofer.
a twofer.
Twofer.
A double trouble.
Don't expect that every
No.
every week.
All right, y'all.
All right, guys. So that's it. We'll be back. Maybe. Well, yeah, we'll be back
Thursday.
next week.
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Make sure to follow us all social medias. We'll do better on letting y'all know what. what
Yeah,
we're
we
coming
may
live.
have forgotten to
Yeah.
post something. So,
So just watch out for that. But yeah. So
as you already know,
ya tú sabes. All right, guys.
see y'all later.